Welcome to Timeball Games. I'm ELD, here to ask you for help in growing the channel. When we reach 2,500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a custom leather playmat to one lucky subscriber, so be sure to like and subscribe. Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we've got Matt on Eureka leading out with a Ponder versus Pile Souza on Grixis, a control list that uses the best cards available in black, blue, and red to try and contain any and all threats. In this matchup, he's going to have to worry about Veil of Summer, a card that undoes a great deal of what Grixis is looking to do, stopping both counter spells and discard. Kolgan's Command, probably one of the biggest blowouts to lose a 3-mana spell to a 1 green. And we've got Veil of Summer trying to stop this Hymn to Torok. Can Matt protect the Veil? Another Veil or a Spell Pierce or Force. He's going to brainstorm and try and find a Force. If he doesn't, he's going to be able to put the 2 best cards on top, or perhaps even put just a Show and Tell on top and maybe risk the Hymn to Torok missing and potentially just winning the game on his turn. That's just how good this deck is. So Veil is countered, and a Omniscience and a Fetch Land go to the graveyard. He preordains, sees Emrakul and Eureka. Looks like he's keeping the Eureka and has a Lotus Petal, 1 more land drop, and he'll be able to jam this 4-mana sorcery. Ideally, the deck would just want more Show and Tells. Eureka pretty much is only good for getting in one thing. Occasionally, you have a Gristlebrand and an Emrakul in hand, and you're happy. But usually, you're just using it to put in an Omniscience. Will this resolve? Pile had a Hymn and a Force of Will, and he dumps the rest of his mana. We've got a Gristlebrand and a Cunning Wish, and that is going to do it. So not enough disruption to stop Eureka. Eureka resolves, puts in Omniscience, Gristlebrand shows up, and from there he actually had the Cunning Wish already, but he would have been able to draw 14 cards and play any of those that he liked without paying their mana cost. So that really is what this deck is all about. For those unfamiliar with this variant on Sneak and Show, it is green. It runs Veil of Summer main deck as a 4 of, and that is going to really change the Achilles heel of the deck, which is discard plus counterspell. That's really the primary way that you actually beat Sneak and Show decks, unless you're talking about running something more permanent based like Death and Taxes, where you have Karakas and Thalia and Containment Priests and an assortment of other bears and barriers that sit on the board and prevent them from actually comboing off. If you're going to be playing a blue strategy, a brainstorm deck, typically you're going to want discard and counters when you're dealing with a deck like Sneak and Show. If you can resolve a Hymn to Torok and have a counter spell for their Sneak and Show, or a Sneak Attack or Show and Tell, you're going to be in very good shape. And Veil of Summer really does address all of those issues. Here we actually saw Hymn to Torok getting backed up by Force, and Matt still got there, which is just an incredible testament to the power of the deck. Pile actually had virtually nothing left in the tank, just a bunch of lands. Really would have needed a brainstorm to convert those extra lands into something more useful to continue the fight. And eventually Matt was able to cast Eureka, which I think is fairly neutral. I don't know that it's actually better than Sneak Attack. It's probably worse. The nice thing is it works incredibly well with Omniscience, and Omniscience is the harder of all of the permanents to deal with. However, Sneak Attack can be played, and then later on you can draw into your creature. We've got a Veil of Summer being cycled here off of the Baleful Strix. Playing a land and passing the turn. Hymn to Torok And another Veil, a Brainstorm in response. And this is just a back-breaking card in this type of matchup. We see Matt has a Force of Will, so he'd welcome Pile trying to force this through. It brushes aside that Hymn to Torok, draws him a card. I've heard many high-level Legacy players echo the sentiment that it's incredibly rare to resolve a Veil of Summer and not go on to win the game. It doesn't necessarily look as big a deal as it actually is. You know, a Thoughtseize getting countered and drawing a card. I mean, Disrupt has been a card for a very long time. And, you know, that type of effect doesn't necessarily translate to a game win in most people's minds, but I'll tell you, when it plays out that way in Legacy, it really does just so often turn into exactly that. We've got a Pyroblast. Snapcasters. Oh, very heads-up play here. So Pyroblast was played, and now we've got two Snapcaster Mages. Those triggers are going to be on the stack, meaning that Matt is not free right now to cast his Gristlebrand or Emrakul. The triggers are on the stack ahead of it, and now Pyle's going to Pyroblast. Oh, and Matt has the Force of Will. Great plays all around there. Pyle would not have been able to interrupt things with the Pyroblast. Really gave himself the maximum chance to potentially win the game, and now it is all over but the comboing. He's going to Impulse and then Brainstorm, and we'll see if this is going to be a creature kill or if he's going to Cunning Wish for Release the Ants. Cunning Wishes for Intuition, and he's going to grab 3 Gristlebrands, play one of them, and at this point he's just looking for another Cunning Wish. And there it is. Cunning Wish for Eladmari's Call. That card's actually been upgraded by and large by Shared Summons, a card that can get both a Gristlebrand and an Emrakul, so that went a little bit around the block there in order to find a way to win. But in any case, great play from both players. Really interesting heads-up play from Pyle, getting the Snapcaster triggers to interrupt Matt's ability to go ahead and just continue comboing off with that Omniscience. Really cool to see that level of play, even in defeat, giving himself the best possible chance at victory. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.